In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of living in Toronto. Some of the things people love about living in Toronto, and some of the things people hate about living in Toronto. Stay tuned. How's it going, everyone? It's Chris McCrae with McCrae Real Estate Group, and we are helping clients from all over the world who are buying and selling real estate in Toronto, and we absolutely love it. So if you haven't yet, make sure to tap that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every single time we do a video about what it's like to live here in Toronto. Like every city, Toronto does have its positives and negatives. So it's fair to say that the positives outweigh the negatives, but it's also important to know both. So that's why in this video, we're going to have a closer look at what it's like to live in Toronto. We'll have a look at the things that make Toronto great, and we'll also have a look at the problems some people face living here. Toronto is Canada's largest city, and there's a reason it's home to millions of people. With incredible food, cultural diversity, and sights to see, it's an amazing place to live. But living in Toronto also comes with some challenges. Here are some of the pros and cons of living in Toronto. The weather. So this could either be a pro or a con for some people. The summer temperatures reach on average around 35 degrees Celsius, and the days are extremely humid. Hot and humid weather in a city can be a deal breaker for many people looking for the perfect place to move. But some people love that. On the plus side, Toronto has some of the greatest beaches in Canada. It's hard to judge if the weather of Toronto is a positive or a negative, so this is going to vary person to person. It all depends on how cold and hot you can handle. The nightlife. The nightlife and entertainment scene in Toronto is one of North America's best, with something fun to do around every corner. There are live music venues throughout the city, dance clubs, bars, and pubs where you can drink locally brewed beers. Multicultural diversity. The number of languages spoken in Toronto is more than 140, and it's a testament to Toronto's incredible diverse population. Residents come from all over the world to live here, and it's also named the most diverse city in the world, citing that over 51% of its residents were born outside of Canada. It's also home to more than 230 nationalities. This city is welcoming to anyone and everyone, and you'll feel that way the moment you arrive. Pro sports. If you like sports, Toronto has it all. Toronto is home to professional sports such as Toronto Maple Leafs for hockey, Toronto Raptors for basketball, Toronto Blue Jays for baseball, the Toronto Argonauts for football, and Toronto FC for soccer. It is beautiful here. When people think of Toronto, they usually think of a modern city. They think of huge roads and tall skyscrapers. They think of a city that is heading straight into the future. People rarely think of Toronto as a beautiful city, but if you look around, you will find that it is not all tall skyscrapers. Toronto is also a city that is full of beauty and color. If you have a look at a map of Toronto, you'll notice a lot of green stretches all over the place. These are the parks that I'm talking about. Now, while Toronto is heavily into modernizing, they have made sure to leave some parks for the people to enjoy. They're the best place to relax after a stressful day of work, and they're also the best place to meet up with friends and family. Some of these parks are so big, you can go hiking or camping in them. It's incredible how many beautiful parks can exist in the heart of the city. Crime rate. One of the reasons why Toronto is voted one of the most livable cities is because of how safe it is. When it comes to safety, Toronto takes the win for North America and ranks number 6 in the world. The crime rate here is really low. It's very unlikely that someone is going to mug you or steal your belongings. Drug use is relatively low, and so are incidents of burglaries. This is why you can feel safe here. The food in Toronto is amazing. Toronto is one of North America's top food cities. It's famous for its diverse range of authentic food from nearly all areas of the world, as it's one of the world's most multicultural cities. No matter what you are craving, you can find it here. The traffic. Most big cities struggle with traffic congestion, and there is no exception here. Although there are many alternatives to driving your own car, including subways, buses, trains, and carpooling. Toronto's public transit is the third largest in North America. Now, getting around is going to cost you a lot. Again, you get what you pay for here. The better something is, the more expensive it will be. Now, Toronto's public transit definitely is not perfect, but it is enough to let you get from place to place. As a result, most people who live in Toronto choose not to even have a car. Housing costs. Housing definitely is not cheap in Toronto. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, Toronto's housing market is expensive. While you won't pay as much as Vancouver, BC, if you're hoping to live right downtown, it will cost you. But with so many well-paying jobs, the increase in pay might make up for the higher costs of living. So those were a few pros and cons about what it is like to live in Toronto. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said, we are here day and night, weekends, we don't ever stop. We get phone calls all the time and we absolutely love it. Our number and email address are below, so if you're thinking about moving to Toronto, give us a call, text or email, however you want to get a hold of us. We are always here to help. And very important, if you haven't already, you need to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every single time we do a new video about what it's like to live here in Toronto. Until next time, take care.